So what is the first thing that comes to mind when you see or hear the words self-harm? I would guess that you probably thought of cutting, but there's so many other ways that people can self-harm. It's not just cutting. But it seems like people usually think of cutting when it comes to self-harm. It seems to be the most widely known one, or the one that people associate as self-harm, which it is self-harm. But it seems like no one really thinks about the other ways. They don't really know the other ways. And that's kind of the purpose of this video, is so you can kind of, know these ways, and if you see someone doing these things, then you can probably try to stop it, or, try to help them get over whatever they're dealing with, especially if you are their friend or family member or whatever. It's good to know to try to stop it, and because mental health is important, and harming yourself or someone else isn't good. It's not a great thing. So we should try our best to stop harm of each other, other people, ourselves, all that. So yeah, I just kind of like, this is a video for like awareness purposes. I'm not trying to tell people all the ways to harm themselves so they can go off and harm themselves. I just want to say that first before I really get into anything, because I know some people are probably going to be like, oh, you're just telling people all the ways that they can hurt themselves. No, I'm doing this because I want to tell people, or like make people aware of all the ways that self-harm happens, so then they can try to stop it and help whoever is doing it. But yeah, I'm also one of those people that usually thinks of cutting when it comes to self-harm. So, don't feel like shit for just thinking of cutting when it comes to self-harm, because I also think of that when it comes to that. So, anyways, I kind of wanted to do this. I also see a lot of people being like, oh, is this self-harm? Is that self-harm? It's like, well, duh, it is. Any way of hurting yourself is self-harm. Like hitting yourself, pulling your hair, picking at your skin, scratching yourself, um, picking at scabs and like ripping the scabs off and stuff like that. Um, Starving yourself is also another thing, and like purposely not eating and purposely not drinking. Bulimia is a massive thing that's horrible. If you don't know what bulimia is, it's basically when people eat a bunch and then, or like they'll eat whatever food to act like they're normal and, okay in front of people, and then they will go to like the bathroom or something where they can shut the door, lock themselves in a room, and then they can puke it all out into the toilet or the sink or whatever. And then they will, you know, act like it's all normal, and no one's gonna know because they're just gonna think, oh, they just went to the bathroom. They're doing bathroom stuff that you do in the bathroom, nothing else, right? They won't suspect a thing, right? So that's another one where it's just like, I don't know if a lot of people really think of these things. I could probably name a whole bunch more, but that stuff was just off the top of my head. Um, but if you you can look up the types of self-harm, and there will be plenty of things that come up. You can also, there's, burning. Did I say burning already? I don't know why. Like, if I did not say burning already, like, What the hell is wrong with me? I even thought of burning before this video, but for some reason I didn't say it. I don't think I said it anyways. So I'm kind of just like, rip. But there's also, if they take a needle or a safety pin and they like stab themselves with it, that's another thing. Like, I mean, cutting, I already said cutting, but you know, with a needle or a safety pin, it's slightly different than like a razor or a knife. So, you know, and then I already said punching, and then there's also breaking bones or bruising themselves on purpose. Like if they jump off something, like a tree or something on purpose to hurt themselves on purpose, and that's another way they can do it. And also, I mean, when I also kind of I want to bring up another thing where if someone's self-harming, it doesn't necessarily mean that they want to kill themselves. Like it can be part of it, but it doesn't always mean that they wanna off themselves. So you shouldn't always like jump to that conclusion. That's like, oh, they're hurting themselves, so they must want to kill themselves. Like, that's not always the case. So you shouldn't really jump to that all the time. Um, Hurting yourself can also be like not sleeping as much as they should, which is usually, again, it's like on purpose. If someone stays up late on purpose to, um, you know, not get enough sleep and then they like have to get up early in the morning or something and then they only get like 2 hours of sleep and it's not great. Also, like abusing drugs and alcohol, those are other things there too that can be, eating stuff that's not great for you all the time and constantly and only that stuff and not trying to do a balance of stuff that's, not great. And just like overall not really taking care of yourself very well and like doing that on purpose all the time. Yeah. But yeah, I also like I'm probably gonna make a separate video for like what you should or shouldn't do when it comes to someone harming themselves, just because this is just about awareness of, all the ways that someone can do it. But if I did it all in one video, it would be way too long of a video. And so it's kind of just like, I just want to, you know, separate it so it's a little bit easier, but at the same time, is it easier? I don't know, but whatever. But yeah, that might be kind of it. I could also maybe go into the why people do it. Um, I guess I could do that in this video because this video is not that long. But people usually harm themselves because they want a sense of control and they want to punish themselves and then or like they want to make themselves feel something because they feel empty and then yeah, stuff like that is usually why people do it. So, you know, and like if you ask someone, I mean, I don't know if you should always really ask someone why they do it, but if you did ask them why they do it, they might not really completely understand it themselves. So, they might not really answer because maybe they don't really know the answer themselves. So, you know, it's kind of just, it's a very touchy subject. So, yeah, if you have any family or friends or anyone that you know that you're worried about, then you could always look out for signs of these things and stuff like that, just to maybe keep an eye on them if you're worried. But like, don't just like jump on them and be like, "Are you doing this?" Like, don't do that. just as a disclaimer here before I end the video, even though I want to make a video about do's and don'ts, I just want to say that here in this video, just in case you don't watch that other video, like, don't pressure them or anything. So, you know, just watch out for stuff, and if you want to know more of, like, do's and don'ts, then go watch that video, because I feel like that video is really going to also be super important when it comes to this kind of thing. So, yeah. Anyways, I guess that's it for this video though, so bye.